by many individuals that she has been telling people that I am a bipolar, mentally unwell, mentally unstable individual or a lunatic, end quote. Ms. Nomani and Mr. Jackson worked very closely with Governor Langton on his 2021 campaign and are still intimately involved in his administration. This is a photo of the account that Mr. Jackson has created. This is me at age 16, taken from my high school yearbook, and this woman is not me. I have no idea who this person is. And it correctly gives my location where I live in Fairfax City, Virginia. I have made the chairman of the Republican Party of Virginia and the Fairfax County GOP chairman, Steve Knotts, aware of the retaliation against myself and my family by Harry Jackson and Oscar Nomani, but they have done nothing and have taken no action. Harry is still a member in good standing and a candidate. In fact, the Fairfax GOP chairman, Steve Knotts, and the Congressional District 11 chairman, Mike Ginsburg, have also retaliated against me for speaking up against candidate Jackson by withdrawing all public support against my fight of porn in schools, against porn in schools. The things that Harry has done in his background do not align with conservative values, and the things that Harry and Oscar Nomani have done very recently do not comport with conservative values, ideology, and they don't represent the way the Republican Party plays the game of politics. Because of this experience, I have met several other parents who attend school board meetings who have been defamed by them solely for their concerns about Mr. Jackson as a candidate for school board. Some of these parents are on the opposite side of the political spectrum from me. What is happening here in Fairfax County is very similar to the Loudoun County Love Warriors story. The difference is that instead of a large group of people speaking privately in a private group about their political rivals, the two individuals who have committed all of these acts took public actions under their true identities to intimidate and harm their rivals on both sides of the political aisle. I have retained legal counsel, and action will be filed in the coming days. Now we will hear from the other parents.
Does anyone need to cross real quick? Go ahead.
Let everyone in. Thanks for being patient.
Anybody need to leave? Get out.
Hi, my name is Vanessa Hall. I'm the mother of two Fairfax County Public School students, and I'm a Democrat. I'm here because the GOP school board candidate and leader of Coalition for TJ, Harry Jackson, created a fake Twitter account in the name of my dead baby to cyberbully me. This is a photo of the account he made. My son's name was Henry Hall. I believe this was in retaliation for my opposition to his candidacy for school board and due to my advocacy for public education. On the anniversary of my baby's death last September, Harry posted from his Papa Grizzly account, 16 years ago today, Henry Hall's life tragically ended. He would be 16 years old today if his mother hadn't sent him to die in an unsafe home daycare. September is Baby Safety Month. Know the risks, question activists, protect your children. Harry then created an additional account in my son's name, Henry Hall, as I showed you earlier, with a pinned tweet about Baby Safety Month and posts accusing me of causing my son's death. Harry posted, "Consider Vanessa Hall, who entrusted her child to a person with a made-up ghetto name in home daycare and expected a good result. Motherhood too much? Was she looking for an excuse to binge eat and become a fat slob and call it grieving?" Sorry. My son Henry's death was caused by the felony negligence of his daycare provider, who went to prison for 2 years. Henry would be 18 and heading off to college right about now. It is incomprehensible that anyone would attack a grieving mother, much less pretend to be her dead baby. It is cruel and inhumane. It is well known that Harry Jackson is a spokesperson for the Coalition for TJ, is endorsed by the Fairfax GOP, and was employed by the Parents Defending Education. He is currently employed by Independent Women's Network. He works there hand in hand with Azra Namani, a constant friend of the Fairfax GOP. In May, Azra labeled me as a member of Antifa. These false accusations put my children's safety at risk. I have watched both Harry and Azra intimidate people by contacting their jobs, husbands' jobs, and making false assertions of racism against anyone who disagrees with them. Such intimidation tactics have been used to silence people, some of whom have received death threats. Harry Jackson is very public about his hatred for me. What brought Stacy and I together were grotesque attacks on us that threatened our families and lives. Stacy and I agree on nothing politically, and we advocate for very different things in very different ways, but we both agree that paid operatives shouldn't be driving our public education discourse and narrative. We also agree, we all can agree, that parents who speak up should not be threatened or intimidated into silence, and we should all agree that children are always off limits. Thank you.
My name is Shelley Arnoldi, and I was the Moms for Liberty Fairfax chapter chair from October 2022 to March 2023. I moved to Fairfax County in March of 2010 when my daughters were 3 and 5. I trusted the reputation of the Fairfax County public schools, that they were among the best in the nation, and I was not aware of how they had indoctrinated my children until the schools were closed in 2020. I wasn't involved in politics in any way or at any level until I attended my first school board meeting in January of 2022. This past January, I was making progress with Moms for Liberty by recruiting candidates and connecting other grassroots organizations and parents who wanted to help replace the entire school board. In early February, I sent emails to the Republican leadership, including Steve Knotts, and at the state level and the county levels, offering to work together to flip the 12-member school board. I mentioned concerns about 2 school board candidates, one of which was Harry Jackson. After sending the emails with my concerns, I attended a meeting March 2nd with the Moms for Liberty founder, Tiffany Justice, and Azra Nomani at the Gaylord Hotel on the first day of the Political Action Committee convention. Before the meeting, I had no knowledge of Azra's relationship with the Moms for Liberty. During this meeting, I was told to stop recruiting conservative candidates and drop the candidate vetting questionnaire and endorsement process. And when I refused, I was forced to step down as chapter chair. In April, I applied for membership with the Fairfax County Republican Committee, and I was denied because I had voted in the Democratic primaries. The Republican Party plan of Virginia provides exceptions to the rule. However, I was not offered any waiver. Fairfax County has 180,000 registered voters, but only 300, give or take, people decide who gets the Republican endorsement. This explains why 51 out of 52 positions on the ballot in November are currently held by Democrats. We need to start recruiting for honest candidates who will focus on academics in schools and reverse the damaging policies, including social emotional learning, critical race theory, and the indoctrination and inappropriate sexual content. My motives are my children. I'm determined to make a difference with or without the help of the Fairfax County Republican Committee.
I'm Jennifer Litton-Tidd, a mother of 4 FCPS students, past and present. 2 of my children are autistic. My son QT became locally known when he was lead plaintiff in a lawsuit filed in October 2019 with 5 child co-plaintiffs and 3 national disability rights groups. I am a Democratic voter. My views differ significantly from some of the people here. But I took on the school board from my own party when we fought and achieved bans on dangerous restraints and seclusion, finally by November 2022. Because I have been vocal about disagreeing with the agenda of the parents who matter most to Governor Youngkin, even despite the work I've done in schools since 1995 when my first child entered, I've been subjected to relentless character assassination and attempts to incite people to act against me. Last year, I was moved when a handful of GOP parents stood up to Harry Jackson and demanded that he step down from the school board race for publicly laughing at an Asian autistic student singing the national anthem. He then lied about it, continued publicly attacking the autistic teen's performance, and even stated he reserved the right to judge whether any student performance is worthy of his respect. Governor Youngkin said his behavior was, quote, egregious, unquote, but not disqualifying to be a school board candidate. As the mother of 2 autistic children, I find that disturbing. Jackson has said that it was a one-off mistake, when in fact, bullying disabled people is a pattern of behavior. For him, I am dyslexic. Harry Jackson has referred to me as an illiterate numerous times. I have many tweets here where he's been abusive. I'm not going to go one by one. I am ADHD and autistic. He stated he needed to dumb things down for me because my brain works differently. When I shared with Harry that his calling me a groomer was painful because I was raped as a child, he accused me of profiting from victimhood, insisted I was lying. Then he seemed outraged that I was maligning the man who raped me. In light of recent revelations about his own violent criminal record, his inclination to defend my rapist now makes much more sense to me. Azra Nomani, his colleague, self-proclaimed mama bear, has called me a liar, a racist, labeled me as a member of Antifa, and even said I don't actually care about disabled children, all to silence my dissent with her actions. Harry Jackson, Azra Nomani, and their tiny cohort seem to be the only parents who matter to this governor and attorney general. I have a First Amendment right to disagree with them without being threatened, having my character assassinated, my family targeted. We are tired of the rancor being perpetuated by operatives paid to make chaos and keep parents at each other's throats. Parents matter, they say, has become a hollow bumper sticker slogan. Governor Youngkin, show me you've heard me by banning restraint and seclusion statewide and saying bullying autistic kids is disqualifying for any public office, regardless of political party. Yes.
So we had a 5th parent who was going to be here this evening. His name is Tyrone Santos. He is a member of the Fairfax County GOP. He had an emergency this evening and wasn't able to attend, so he asked me to make a short statement on his behalf. Candidate Jackson sent an email to the entire membership of the Fairfax County GOP back in April of this year, defaming Tyrone, and he accused him of being a convicted child abuser. Harry sent this court document to our membership, and the person that is being spoken of in these court documents from the year 2016 is not the correct Tyrone Santos. This Tyrone Santos is in Camden, New Jersey, not in Fairfax, Virginia. So Tyrone wanted me to make that short statement on his behalf since he wasn't here to read his prepared statement. And it's defamatory, and you know, all of these things that have happened to all of us here today are a direct result of our voicing our First Amendment right to free speech to oppose a political candidate that is running to represent our children on our school board. Thank you very much, all of you, for attending tonight. We appreciate it.